Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are playing Unreal World today. This is episode number 9 of my Canute the Redeemed, also known as the Hermit Challenge. And here he is, Canute the Camelanian. He is a pretty fierce person, just in terms of his physical profile. Quite large, very, very good physique here. Intelligence, it's middling. Will is above average nonetheless, but he has forgone all the competitive and violent things of civilization, and now we just reside out here in no man's land, away from everything except nature and the coastline. You can see here where we have a pretty mountainous area, but that's good for us because it's allowed us to find some iron, which is currently what we're working on. So in addition to forsaking all violence and civilization, he left behind all the spoils of war, which he had so hard fought for, but that means he's left with stone implements, and these are just not really cutting it, no pun intended. So we're trying to get ourselves bootstrapped up to iron, and it's tricky. We've got a few of the tools we need here, a forge, a bloomery. I think, did we get an anvil? But one thing I remember now we were really needing was the bellows, and I think that's where we're going to require a bit of pitch. So that's one of the modded items. Actually, the whole blacksmithing thing is part of the mod pack. Yeah, you can see we've got a bloom here. So I've got the anvil stone. That's not the primo anvil. Obviously, this is just the one we're going to need to get started with. But yeah. So we'll look through that here shortly and figure out what we need to get going. It's a little bit tired. Good news is we've recently killed ourselves an elk. We've got some tasty cuts. And if we look just over here in our cellar, boom, 47 cuts with the elk fat left. Now, we're going to try and leave it there. My goal is to not waste any of this animal, so we're going to leave it in our cellar until this is gone, and then I'll just get 10 pieces out and we'll cook that in the fire. So we'll leave it in the cellar until at least it starts to go stale. Then we might have to cook all of it at once. We'll see how that goes. But we're also waiting here on the fur, which is de-hairing, and we're going to turn it into leather. It's going to take 11 days, though, at this point. So there we go, guys. A little rundown where we're at. I do apologize for not uploading, more frequently for the series, but I have bitten off a bit more than I could chew as of late with some of the stuff I've been putting out. But I appreciate everybody who does tune in for this series. Also, I want to give a big shout out to all my Patreon supporters. In fact, I'd like to say thank you to Spuds, Peter D, Paul, Anchor, Crypto Coning, Katrina, Exian, Chaz, Mr. PZ Jones, Ian, Roasted Pot, Magpie, Monty, Hubertus, Lord Enix, and Monster VT. Thank you guys for your support. It means the world to me, and of course it helps make my work here on YouTube possible. Now, with that said, everybody, let's get into the episode and see what we can do to make a real knife. Alright, it is time to start some crafting here. Trying to piece together everything we need to really get into the blacksmithing. That's the goal right now. So I noticed in some of what I do, basically my strategy is I start from the tool that I want to make and work backwards, trying to figure out the mods, because you got to puzzle through it here. Yes, you could go scour the internets trying to find the some instructions. Heck, maybe even the readme file has some instructions, but no. We're doing this the hard way, just like any good sutler would. Let's see. So we start with tool making. I want myself a small knife. That would be lovely to have a metal knife. So we need the iron small knife blade, of course. A branch, easy. A knife for shaping. That's going to be our stone. And the whetstone. I do have a whetstone made up already, so that's good to go. All the things are checked off there except the small knife blade. So let's go down to mining and iron. No, we want smithing. There it is. Small knife blade. So we need the iron billet. Good billets. Okay, a forge. We have that. Charcoal. We got a little bit. The bellows, I'm still waiting on that leather, so that will get checked off. Anvil we have. Hammer we don't have yet, and a tub of water. I don't know if the bag of water we had, because I've got some bags that will hold lots of water, but what I'm working on right now is a tub itself. Now, the hammer might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll come back to that. So we're focused on the tub. It will be handy to have one of these too around for various other crafting, so we'll try and make it up. Nonetheless, if we go to, was it carpentry? Yeah, wooden tub. Here we go. So I just split some spruce twigs here. Boom, that works. Okay, so it took me a while to find that split spruce twig, but it's under the cordage menu. So once I got that made, boom, this was easy. This recipe is pretty easy. It says it would take far too long to accomplish that. Let me think here. Let's try and repeat that again. If we make, okay, there we go. Sometimes it's a little weird like that. If we rested, it might have helped too, but we could have also attempted to probably make another split piece of twig. That would have maybe been better quality. Either way, this does take a long time. Not to worry. Nothing bad's going to happen. We will just be ravenously hungry. All right, we did it, and it's a decent tub. So, yeah, let's go ahead and eat real quick. About time to whip up a new batch of food, but, no, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the commands here. There we go. So let's rest a little bit till our fatigue has gone away. Now we're going to take a drink, and I'm going to go ahead and fill up the tub with some water. Beautiful. And we can drop this right here. Don't need to carry this around anymore. So that's one component. Now let's take a look at the hammer. As I recall, I think we needed some pitch, didn't we? Yeah, 10 days for that. I also want to check out the food situation. What's it look like? Okay, it's still not stale. The elk fat is stale, but the meat is not. That's weird. Yeah, that's a little bit strange. Well, we're also tired, so tell you what. Let's push a little bit. Not much, just a few twigs. We'll do 3 as the bare minimum. Let's do 6, though. I just want to make sure... There we go. Make sure we actually get this meat cooked up here, because what I'm going to do is light the fire and start some food, go to bed. If we build the fire too big, it will burn the meat, but this way it'll be hopefully just big enough to cook it and then burn itself out, essentially, before the meat itself gets ruined. Alright, and the elk fat, we could cook that and eat it too. I'm kind of trying to wait until the skin is done. Maybe I should just go ahead and cook it up and eat it, because then we can, or I can still get some bark from the trees, I think. Yeah, I should probably try that. Let's see, but first things first, let's go to sleep. All right, and we're back here. Let's see here. Stand up. Boom, look at that. Perfectly roasted. Nothing burned. Fire is extinguished safely. Let's take a look here again. How's this looking? Okay. Still elk fat. Yeah, let's try and find some trees. I'm going to zoom out. We need to get some bark. If we wait too long, we can't get bark during the winter season. So let's take a little bit of break from crafting to do some exploration. Now, there's a couple specific types of trees we need to find. They can be sometimes a bit elusive. Not necessarily, but there's a couple ways to find them. If you look real close, pay attention, sometimes you can see little spots on the map which represent like a rowan forest or an alder forest, but at the same time, let's just move a little bit into the trees. Right here looks promising. You can probably find something nearby. Let's just walk here. Let's go into stealth, only for practice, just because the more you do it, the better you get at it in this game, and it is helpful. So this is very much a strict spruce forest. I see some birch ahead. I might be wrong. I think we can use birch bark. So yeah, we've got a nice big old white barked birch. Let's go ahead and S for skills, and then M for timbercraft, P to peel. Yep, there we go. We're facing the right direction. Takes a bit because the stone knife is awkward, but see how important the knife is? That's why we're choosing that as our first tool for making out of iron. It's also, I think, debatable to go for a shovel too. That might be the second piece of metal shovel blade, because right now we're just using a crude wooden shovel. You can get a lot more charcoal done. You can get a lot more iron ore dug up with the shovel. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go ahead and eat here a little bit, because we're not done. We're going to grab a few more of these. Didn't bring any water with me. Now, sometimes it won't let you, do it to the same tree again. So that means I just need to step over here to this one and repeat it. We'll check and see just the weight of this bark, how much we get. It does matter how much you get in terms of the size of skin you're hoping to treat with it. Yeah, this is very small amount. Less than a pound each. It says, dozens and dozens of feet, obviously, but the weight of it's not too great. Well, I think it's time to eat, and maybe we should try and find some proper Oh, I just saw one. There it is, nestled in and amongst the spruces right here. We're looking at an alder tree. Very nice. Oh, yeah, let's grab this before I dehydrate here. Good, good. This is typically what I use. You get a nice chunk of it, 1.5 pounds. I'd love to get more, but yeah, you can only... Oh, here's another one. Here we go. Repeat. Beautiful. That should be enough. We should be able to return to camp, and he's extremely tired. We're going to pass out. All right, well, we have returned home. He had a nice long rest. Everything is fine. But we are now looking at the recipe for a stone hammer. This is going to be basically the final component. And then as long as we've got the right iron and the charcoal, we should be able to finally do this. The hard part is the pitch glue. That's the only thing we don't have. Stone, easy. Rock, okay. Thin cordage, we've got that. Slender trunk, not a problem. So the pitch glue, let's investigate that. And we'll go back out to our menu. I believe... Is it under... Utility? Glue. Let me find it here. That's one of the hard parts. There's no search feature. Again, the mods are great, but it's one mod, a download, but it's a collection of mini mods that have been kind of put together. It's, like I say, fantastic. Works pretty much flawlessly. Never really had too many issues. Sometimes you get some words that will stray off the screen, so some UI issues occasionally, but other than that, fantastic. Anyway, let me search through the many options and locate the pitch. Okay, I've located it under utility articles. It's just down here. So it says pitch glue from birch bark or from pine tar, and then there's an option to gather pine tar. Now, we are surrounded by pines. That's what these trees are. These are little ones, but there's a couple big boys. We did just get that birch bark. Pot to collect glue. See, that's what I'm actually kind of worried about. 5 pounds of birch bark. Oh, wow, we need a lot more. Let me pick up... Yeah, because I don't know what will qualify as a pot. Now, there are pots in the game, and they're metal. So that's kind of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do here, is make metal. We don't want to have to... I think we can get around it, though. Let's see. Let's try the tub. I'm going to pick that up. I guess I'll try the bag, too. I doubt that will work. But we are going to need to empty the water. Not a big deal. And, alright, let's see here. Pitch. Does the pot work? Or the tub? No. You know what I'm thinking? If we go down here to... Because I remember looking at this after recording the last one. The earthen and bakeware. We can make a clay pot. I've actually got clay because this was a requirement for one of our stages already. The thing and now we need is a kiln. See, I've got water. That's easy. Fire, yes. Kiln. So we go back to that same earthen and barkware. Build a kiln. Okay, so stone, clay. I've got the shovel. I need to pick up some more stones and rocks. We've been using a ton of those. Clay lump is mortar, 4 pounds of water, slender trunk, stake. I think that says a branch. See, again, here's the graphical stuff, or the UI stuff, I mean. Yeah, that should all be doable, so we definitely need to zoom out. I'm liking it. I'm going to have to probably get some more clay, but let's go do that together, because I think I dug this a couple episodes back. There needs to be by a lakeside. Oh, I'm a dummy. I need my shovel. Yeah. Might have left that sitting on the world map here, did I? No. It's probably down here in the shelter then. Let's grab it. Tell me I didn't misplace my shovel. Let's see, there it is. Inferior wooden shovel. Get over here. Oh, we've got the bellows made already. I just noticed that. So let's take a look at some stuff. Yeah, we've got 90 charcoals. Very important. We're going to need a bunch more of that, but yeah, we might make an axe as the second thing we do after the knife, because gosh, I tell you what, trying to chop like firewood with a stone axe is terrible. It takes multiple days. There's the clay. So I got 13. You know, we probably don't need more of that. Let's not go there yet then. I didn't realize I had that much. Got a little bit of ore sitting here. I might move these like bones and antlers, just put them in a different pile. So they're kind of mixed in here. We got our fishing rod. That was a gift from the gods when we completed one of the little tutorial courses. Let's see, bones. All right, so yeah, you can see we've got a pretty good stash of stuff here. But okay. Let's go ahead. I definitely don't have enough stones and rocks, I guess, or do I just need them in my inventory? There you go. Yeah, some of the recipes will be okay with it on the ground next to you. Some of the mod ones don't, though. You do have to have it like right next to you. So yeah, let's abandon the clay trip and let's just try and build this kiln real quick. One thing I probably want to do is get a fire going, or ready at least. So put down slender trunk. Beautiful. There we go. All right, so let's go through this one more time. Well, actually, it'll probably be multiple times. Stone. Didn't I just pick one up? I've had 3 stones in my inventory. What? Stone for lower and middle. Rock doesn't work as a stone. Maybe I just need a bunch more. That's probably what it is. See how it says times 24 here for the rock? Yeah, it probably says that over here. It's just cut off. So I don't know. Oh, wait. You need stone. Here it is. It says it right here. 5 of 8. So just a few more, but I do need a ton more rocks. Now I see that. So, all right. Well, we don't need the clay, but I've got to head out. Just do a little rock and stone hunting like a true geologist. All right, I have returned. Luckily, I didn't have to travel too far. We got mountains all around us, so plenty of stone and stuff like that. Stone and rock. Now, I checked it. All we need to do is start the fire next to us. Now, what I'm going to do is actually let's go right here. I anticipate that this kiln might be pretty heavy, so I'm not going to be able to move once we crafted it. So if we, I gotta pull it back up since I just started a fire. It's not on the repeat command. It's okay. Build a kiln. Space. We got the water there. Slender trunk. Oh, should be under my feet, I guess. Let me grab it. There's definitely a slender trunk here. Do one of them. Let me just grab a stake too. There we go. Okay, repeat. Yes. Stake. What? Slender trunk. Maybe this is I need more. Hold on. Okay, let's go. I gotta pull it up again. We've got this. Build. Yes. Oh, and yes. Look at that. We have ourselves a kiln, ladies and gentlemen, all in the service of making a pot. So let's see, and see how it dropped it right on the ground at my feet? That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's not the big deal if it were to end up in the shelter next to me. It's just I kind of like them have them spread out around me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see. So we are a little bit fatigued, and we're carrying a bunch of stuff here. Oh, slender trunks. I think I've still got a bunch of stones and stuff. There we go. So I'm going to drop them, and we'll go ahead and move those things. Let's just move everything. There we go. Put them in there. Good. Now we're done moving. Awesome. So there it is. Looks identical to these on the left, but it's like an earthenware color. So it's kind of nice looking. I like it. Let's take a drink. Check on our leather here. 9 days left. Okay. It's counting down. Let's take a look at the meats and stuff. Elk fat is stale still. The meats are getting stale. Let's get a little cooking fire started. Yeah, I'm nervous about those. We'll go ahead and cook up the fat. Like I said, we've got enough now of the bark. I think we should. And we can always get more. So roast that up. Awesome. Let me go ahead and grab another stack of 10. Screw it. I'm just going to grab all of it. Get this cooked up real quick. Okay, there we go. So we'll be done shortly. Even though the fire's been put out, I think it's still good. Now, let's see. So we wanted the pot. Let's go into earthenware again and investigate. It's a, yeah, the clay pot. I hope this works. I don't know. Let's see. 2.5 pounds of water. Got it. Kiln. It's on the ground next to me, right? Why is it doing that? Maybe we need a fire belt. The kiln's right there. Is it? Can I actually pick it up? Or was I? No. Oh, it says it'll be ready in a few hours. You may pick it up then. Oh, so it is something we just actually have to have in our inventory. That's weird. I didn't realize that. Well, no worries, no worries. I think we've got some branches here we can move. Okay, so I've got, got a little bit of cordage, not cordage, I'm sorry, boards. I think, are there boards here too? Got more branches, firewood. Huh. Well, either way, not to worry. I'm just trying to organize things a little bit, get this going. We've obviously got a little bit of time to kill. So maybe we should try to kill some animals. No, I'm just kidding. We could. Let me see here. Okay. Now, we'll just grab all these. I think what I'm going to do is start to drop some of it in, to the cellar. This way, now that it's cooked, it's extended the life of it a little bit at least, and putting it in the cellar should help with that a bit. So, all right, let me get a few things organized here. Yeah, we're really just waiting on that kiln. I might go get a few more chunks of clay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's go grab some clay, because now that we've got this kiln, maybe there's other stuff we're going to want to make, right? All right, well, we are here at the side of our clay deposit. It's right next to this lake. There you can see it just ahead. I've already dug this hole before, but it's pretty simple. It just needs to be a hole dug next to the side of a lake. Might be a river, too. Rivers might work, not sure, but let's go into earth and barkware, and there should be gather. Hello, gather. Well, I'll find the command here for, oh, there it is, dig clay. Yeah, from the seashore, too. Oh, interesting. Let's go for a full suite of it there. Yep, 9 big pieces. Oh, 10 pieces. Not bad, not bad. We can repeat that a couple times. Didn't take too long. See, this is good. I don't know what else we can make with the earthenware, but we're getting a ton of it. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we can do kettle pots, regular pots, amphoras. Oh, clay figurines. Interesting. Spinner, clayfish. So that's just for trading, probably. Birch bark stuff, not helpful. Well, it's really just the pot that we want, I guess. Amphora could be cool. What's that, like a large wine container, right? I'm not sure, but either way, let's get back to our shelter here. And we got some work to do. I don't know. That was just trying to kill time to see if this kiln's ready. Let's check our traps too. Been a little while. Yeah, these need to come down. My character's weary all the time. I'm going to disassemble them. I won't worry about reassembling them yet. We'll come grab these components at another point. It's not super important. I don't need them for the meat necessarily. It's more for the feathers, turning those into arrows. But to be honest, I can do some good hunting with spears or without weapons at all. It's not that difficult. Once you get used to it, it can be pretty easy. So here we are. Take a drink. I shouldn't say easy. Nothing in this game necessarily is easy, but once you do get the hang of it, you can kill game fairly consistently just by wearing them out. All right, let's check. The clay kiln is ready, but we are not, so it is time for bed. Let's go to sleep. Now, there we go. Okay, so we're going to need the fire started next to us, too. Before we do that, let me just go through and make sure we've got everything ready and set up for this. Okay, I think we're good. Let's get this fire started. Just want to make sure it's good so we don't have to sit here and keep constantly trying over and over again. There we go. So you set the decent clay pot here to prepare. Okay, should be good by morning. Interesting. Now I wonder if I do need to keep the clay kiln. We're not going to be making... actually might make more pots. Yeah, since there are so many different cool recipes for food recipes with this mod set, might not be bad to have a couple of pots. Especially if they do serve the function of a metal one. If they're interchangeable with that, which I certainly hope they are. Otherwise, this was all in vain if we can't get this pitch going. But... yeah, that means we could do a whole bunch of good cooking stuff. While we wait here, let's look at some of the cooking recipes with this mod list. Now, in the vanilla game, I don't remember. It's pretty bare bones instead of in the cooking trees, but some of this is with the original. Obviously, drying, salting, smoking. But we're looking at more of the fancy stuff. Things like porridges. This is not base game. This is definitely... from the mods. You can do a massive porridge, berry porridge, seed porridge. Let's look at the berry porridge recipe. So little half pound of berries, pound of water, some flour, and a cooking pot. That's interesting. So how would we get the flour? Let's see, baking recipe. I remember. Yeah, we can make lots of bread. The flatbread and hardtack, that's actually really good traveling food. It lasts a good while for sure. Look at that goulash stew, stuffed bun, bean tacos. Oh, that's right. We could cultivate and grow our own beans and then have some delicious tacos. Look, 1 pound of salo added to taste. Oh, yeah. So, like you can just see with that little bit of a preview there, quite an extensive cooking stuff. I like it a lot, too. All right, but let's just wait until this is ready. Now is the moment of truth. Can we make pine tar or pitch glue or whatever it's called? So we go in here to utility articles. I did gather some. Yeah, I went and gathered some from the pine tree near us. Just took a little while with my stone knife. So we've got some of that. Now we can go to pitch glue from pine tar. Remember, the birch bark required a heck of a lot more than we have. So let's do this. We're just going to do one. Look. Yes, the pot is filled in, meaning that the clay pot does serve because it's just auto-filled in. And we've got some pine tars here. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, I just need to get the fire lit. Okay, there it is. It's set up. And that will be complete in a few hours. All right, I will just mess around. You know what I've been doing is just basically cutting firewood here, splitting firewood from blocks. And it takes a while, but it's easy to pass time doing this. And it's very important because once we get enough of this, we start making it into charcoal. and things are looking pretty good. So I've got everything set up. We just need a little bit of cordage and start the fire again. So let's get this cordage. We're using our old armor. So I figured we did have some of this laid out on the mountaintop where some of it still remains, such as the helmet and some of the metal pieces. But I figured the leather that was sitting up there, like the cuirass and the shin guards, we can just use that for crafting. That's an appropriate use, I think, of our former war gear. So let's grab, we'll just use the rest of this. Perfect. All right, because remember, we do need some fine cordage to make, this is quite a stone hammer. This thing requires quite a bit to make, but it's the final piece, the final component. Where was it? Hold on. Okay, there it is. Sometimes you search through menus too much. Oh, of course, I forget the fire. Okay, and we select the cordage, and I have no slender trunk. Dang it. Okay, finally, everything is in hand, ready to go. Oh, this is quite a long recipe here. A couple hours for sure, but man, like I said, so the stone hammer, this gets us everything we need. I think now all we have to do is get the iron production going. In other words, start digging it up, start roasting it, then firing it up in the bloomery furnace, and then we can start working with it, I think, or roughly thereabouts. But we're going to save all that fun process for the next one, guys. We have finally hit that threshold, though. I think we're going to have some iron tools coming up. So I hope you've enjoyed today's. It's been kind of a nice, relaxing, just crafting episode. That's what's necessary, though, sometimes. Once you get a little bit of meat, it's good. Let's see, still roasted. Okay, still hasn't gone stale either, but really appreciate you guys coming by for this one. I hope you'll hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Of course, subscribe if you're a new viewer, and I will see you guys on the next one.